everyone. Welcome to Rival Bros, where, as the title says, it's the Bizarro Premier League over here, where Liverpool find ways to lose and United are somehow winning. So it has kind of like turned upside down over here, but hopefully not for long. But I'm your host today, Timuchin, as always, representing Liverpool. Edip is in Istanbul, representing United over there. And the dude who's about to cut his hair is getting really, really worried. Probably Forest away is a tricky one, just because they're gonna play some hardcore defense now as opposed to what they were before. But we'll talk about all that kind of stuff. A lot happening. We just recorded the show where we were talking about the disaster that is the Turkish league. So now let's talk a little bit about the Premier League over here. Let's start with Liverpool. We talked a lot about it. I ranted a lot about it, a lot of expletive. We had to really edit the shorts this week. Kudos to Mateusz over there for putting in the extra work to taking the f-bombs out and all that kind of stuff. But I am more upset with the reaction from fans to like the losing streak, even though I understand during the match day heat of the game and all that kind of stuff, but the grand scheme of things and like comments made towards slots and stuff like that is really gets to me because it feels very short-sighted. As a guy looking from outside, despite enjoying the misery, where do you like look at how like slot situation is right now? Because this is a whole new freaking team, despite being a ton of quality. It was always going to take time. I thought we got away with it when we won those games, like in the last minute and stuff like that in the first 5 weeks. I was like, oh, cool. Despite struggling, we're still finding ways to win. Once things really get going, we're going to cruise over here. Whereas those growing pains eventually caught up to us, I think, and there will be more. Where do you stand with how Liverpool looks or where Slot is?
Enjoying myself. Two things because
Enjoy it
Liverpool.
while it lasts, I think. I
Yeah,
hope at least. Go ahead.
but I think you will have a very difficult season because this is what I told you in the beginning of the season. I don't know, but this is program what, eight, nine?
Who's counting?
Okay. But what I told you was Slot came on the foundation that Klopp has made, and the less players that have gone through the club system, the more difficulty you will have, because Slot's approach is totally different. I think. I mean,
Yes.
human wise as well, not only game wise, but relationship wise.
It's more Dutch.
Yeah, he's more pragmatic. He's not connect he's not connecting the players. He's sort of more cool, more up here, mentally more strong, but emotionally not as much. And we can see
Yeah.
that uh, because this is what we have been talking about while comparing United and Liverpool. Liverpool players knew they were going to come back and they are going to
Yeah.
score. And more importantly, as you have said, the opponents knew they will find a way to score.
Yeah.
And they got more edgy towards the end. And that took you in the first few weeks. But then I think because of the frustration here as well, the Galatasaray game that week has turned something in the Liverpool side, uh, because you have tried a lot in the Galatasaray game to turn that game and you couldn't. And I think that really crept some sort of doubt in the game, in the team. And now all the players, you only have more, don't you? Really, from the champion side,
No, I
all the
mean, you
others are
still
new.
have I mean, obviously you have Van Dijk, you have Konate,
Yeah,
you have Soboslai, McAllister, who were relatively new at the time anyway, but still you have at least half the team from like the title winning side. You still have Gakpo, so you do have players. But that's the
yeah,
thing, players that are in poor form are not just I think like everybody blames the new guys because they're the new guys
yeah,
and they joined the title winning side, but at the same time, like you're not obviously Mo's form has really dipped, and he was the one who really carried you last year when even when the team was not good, Mo kind of got you across the line and stuff. So you don't have that. And I guess the biggest problem is you're just conceding goals now, whereas you did not last year. Like we just did
right.
not. It was 1-0, 2-0. You had clean sheets all over the place.
Yeah. We were talking about just before the United game that Allison and Mamardashvili, and you said you couldn't compare the two, or it would be unfair to compare
Exactly. Yeah.
anyone.
I think
Yeah,
anybody,
to
even when
Allison.
we did it with Kelleher, I just feel
Yeah,
like, I mean, Ali is easily, you know, the best, if not top three goalie. Like you can debate which one is better and stuff like that. You can throw maybe what Courtois in there,
yeah,
maybe Oblak in there, right? Like within the conversation of those three. So you can't just. I think it's unfair to any goalie. You take him over there and you're like he's not good as Courtois or something like that. Well, yeah, duh. Like there's only so
yeah.
many of those other guys.
But the relationship between the two center backs and Mamadashvili is not a bad keeper, but
He's a
that
different
relationship.
style though, man. Like we
Yeah,
we we watched them against Turkey, like playing
yeah,
for Georgia, and you can kind
yeah,
of tell he's more likely to stay in goal in a lot of cases. I mean, like on those set pieces, for example, Turkey was really feasting. Granted, Georgia's defending was horrific, but then again, Liverpool's set piece defending is not that much better. But he's not as active. And we were literally just talking about like the difference in Ederson made in Fenerbahce, where it's a difference when you trust the guy behind you
yeah,
defend differently.
yeah. Despite his size, mind you.
He's huge. He's a mountain of a man. He's a mountain of a man, like when he's in goal. And like I
Yeah,
say, none of these games, I think it's natural when we see a goal conceded. I think it was the United game, for example, the first goal with Mbuemo. The moment it
yeah,
went in, I was like, man, Ali saves that. I think Ali
yeah,
saves that kind of a thing. Just because we've seen him do like ridiculous things over and over and over again. But it's not so I don't think you can look at Liverpool's form and point the finger. And that's what
no,
the issue is, I think, because it's been poor overall, all the fingers are pretty much pointing at Slot because nobody's playing well. It's not like,
no,
and what happens is and this is my biggest pet peeve. And this is why every team needs a guy like Lovren or Gomez or somebody where everybody can point the finger to nice and easily. Whereas now, because there's no guy like that on this team, like some people are pointing at Mo, some people are pointing at Kirkes, some people are, like everybody's pointing in a different way. And when you have that, obviously, then you look at the manager and say, well, how come everybody's performing poorly?
yeah, yeah. Well, good for you.
Welcome to the world of United, I guess.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, who do you put the blame on, or do you put any blame on anybody, or is this a normal phase?
I honestly see it as a normal phase, for one. Having said that, the thing that I don't get, and that's what's probably frustrating, is I don't see the aggression. It's one thing to have the aggression, winning the first ball and the second ball and stuff. It feels like we're getting outworked.
Hmm,
And that
hmm.
sometimes goes to, I think, when you think about too much about tactical stuff and where you have to be and where he's going to go and all that kind of stuff, you kind of lose a little bit of your natural, you know,
Yeah,
ball is
yeah,
there, I'm going at it kind of a thing. Cause you're like, wait, I can't go there because I got to go be back here. And now you just lost a split second. And in the Premier League, that's all it takes. If you're half a second late, you're freaking really, really late. So I think that's part of it. So it is natural. The thing I do not like seeing is it feels like we're getting outworked, and that doesn't have anything to do with tactical stuff, except what I just said, where people are more worried about where they have to be tactically that they
yeah.
can't do what they would normally do.
That's what I tried to say about Slot and Klopp, to be honest. because that fighting spirit.
But here's another thing, though. Like Klopp was there 8, 9 years. Klopp's first couple of seasons were
Yeah,
not the best. So it
no,
is growing pains. After you play something with 8 years, it almost becomes second nature to know. You're not thinking tactically now because it's like riding a bike, if you will. Like
yeah,
you've done it over and over and over again. So it
correct.
becomes like second nature. Whereas now we're playing differently. You're tweaking things. I think the first season there were really minor tweaks and the personnel was the same. Now it feels like there are bigger tweaks because the personnel is very different.
Correct.
So there's a lot more tactical changes that you have to think about, worry about, and stuff like that. And that's why I hope that, we kind of go back to safety first and then trust the legs and the quality to get you the goals because they will get you the goals. You got to stop leaking goals. And
Yeah.
that's like the biggest problem. It's always like playing from behind.
The question is, if you go back to Klopp's first years, did you have the faith that this is going to work somehow? And do you have the same faith here?
I think you had the faith back then just because you saw a lot of like if he gets his own guys, this guy doesn't fit and stuff like that, right? There was a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
that, but you saw a lot of fights, so you kind of like trusted the process, if you will, and gave it time. I get the same sense now. Like it drives me nuts when people are suddenly Slot doesn't know football. Suddenly
football.
Slot doesn't know and stuff like that. I like
Yeah,
last year, you can't praise the guy last year for the substitutions he made, how many games he turned around, with his substitutions and stuff like that. You can't give him credit there. And he didn't forget like over summer. He didn't drink that much celebrating that he totally forgot what he was doing. Having said that, I do feel like he is just at this point tinkering a bit too much. We were talking about the Monday night podcast. I'm kind of like feel like the team is being managed, especially match days, like a kid on FIFA who's losing, who pauses the game every freaking 10 minutes to make like another change. It's like, dude, like you didn't even see what that change made before you made the
yeah,
next change over here, kind of a
yeah,
thing. But that's a little bit of maybe like being desperate, trying to find the solution. So, like, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this. I just wish let's decide what we're gonna do and then stick with it until it works.
yeah, yeah. You need time that you don't have, I think. And meanwhile, this is a season where Arsenal is really the best prepared one because City isn't all that either.
No, I mean they
So,
just lost again this week, so
yeah,
they're like not gonna be in there. I mean, we never thought they would be a huge threat
yeah,
yet, right? So it was always gonna be Liverpool and Arsenal, and looks like,
yeah,
yeah, like Liverpool. But it is, I mean, that's the thing, right? 3 weeks ago, it was like, how many points will Liverpool win it by? And now it's like, how many points will Arsenal win it by? I mean, it only takes
yeah,
like a bad slump, something happening in the Champions League, whatever it is, an injury or whatever, and everything can freaking turn. It's just a matter of like, I'm not as worried about Arsenal. I'm more worried about, what Liverpool is going to do. You got to start winning your games before you can
yeah.
kind of like close the
Of course.
gap. But it could be one of those years, and I hate to say, like when I watched an interview early in the season, they were asking Slot like if he picked one, and he freaking picked Champions League, and I was like, oh shit, because I
Ah,
almost feel like at one point do you say, because this is a club this is a team. I mean, we see what they did in Champions League midweek against Frankfurt and stuff like that. So it could be a point where they're like, yeah, we're gonna go full throttle and get some trophies that way. Like, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with Palace game tomorrow. It's probably gonna be a lot of rotation, so I don't have a lot of faith in that. But I don't know. It's too early even to switch to that mode, though.
yeah, correct. I think it's early and it's Frankfurt game, for example. That started with conceding a goal as well, didn't it?
Yes.
I think that 10 minutes from 30, 35 until the end of the half got you the game, and that's
But
10
even
minutes.
then, you always felt like we're gonna score this game.
Okay,
Like, I mean, it started like, I mean, it was against the run when Frankfurt scored, to be
yeah,
honest with you. So
yeah,
And even this, I mean, this Brentford scored so freaking early that you don't even know. It's not like Liverpool started the game poorly, just give away. Like knowing that the team's strength is throw-ins and set pieces, why we gave him throw-ins over and over again. Some mind-boggling decisions, and I really think a lot of it is overthinking, probably by the manager to start with, and then probably passes on to the players. But we were just talking about it for Fenerbahce and stuff. I just feel like I look at this defense too, that they're really frustrated with what's in front of them, and
Yeah,
it's ever changing. So it's just needs some stability, and maybe you got to pick an 11 and say this is what we're rolling with, as opposed to, oh, this didn't
changing.
work. Let's try this now. That didn't work. Well, let's try this now and stuff like that. So, but this, when you're winning, these things don't matter, right? Like Pep, when
Yeah,
he had that squad and he could play anybody as long as they won, nobody said, how come Stones didn't play or whatever. So, but when you don't win, when you have a deep squad, it comes with the territory. You're going to get questions. I think, like for United, for example, it's almost like the 11 is pretty established now,
yeah.
so there is not a lot of like second guessing. And then it helps that it is helping. We talked about it. Like, is it going to help or is it going to hurt? It is helping that they're playing once a week.
Once a week. Now it's helping because we are winning.
Yes. So
Yeah,
they can ride the momentum during the week as opposed to dreading the next game kind of a
yeah,
deal. Having
yeah.
said that, is it just the run of fixtures? Is it just just team playing better? Like, is it sustainable? I guess I'll ask you that.
Well, I mean, this has been our discussion, wasn't it? I mean, is it the classic United that get a few wins and then slump back in, or can they sort of have some sort of momentum to keep this going? Um, After this week's game, the Brighton game, I think that was a tell sign, because most of the time United get a win away, or get a big win against Liverpool or Arsenal, and then the first game at home turned
Yeah.
out to be a boring draw, or unwilling players. Uh, what we saw in the Brighton game is the ambition is there to win. The ambition is there to score more goals all the time. Having said that, we did have a scare, didn't we? I mean,
Yes.
still, it's not there to say, yeah, United will cruise over here with at least the easy, in quotations, fixtures. We can't say that because, I mean, Ferdi had a pretty good shot when it was 3-2, for example. And
I
I
saw that.
think,
I saw that.
yeah, and I think the keeper, um, what we talked about in Liverpool, worked the other way around for now. Anyway, this is his third game now,
Yeah.
and he's been doing well and giving confidence to the centre backs more and more, and that affects the whole team to go forward.
So we'll
Uh,
never see Altai ever again, sounds like.
I don't think we will actually. No.
Because it's not like, like he's going to play the League Cup or something because they're out of the League Cup. So until FA Cup,
Yeah,
you're not
we
going to
won't
see
know.
Altai anywhere near.
No, but because
You guys
he's
play Forest away, then
yeah,
you go away to Spurs
yeah.
before the
That
international break.
Spurs game is a big one now, I
Yes, it
think.
is.
Forest game. Have you seen the Forest game this week? I mean, your guy didn't really bring in the goods with him. The first game after the manager change,
Oh,
usually
yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah. I
something
did not watch it. No. I mean,
moving.
obviously, I know the result. I saw the highlights, but I did not watch the game. Last
No,
thing I
I
want to
think
watch, last thing I want to do with my time off is watch Sean Douche team playing defense.
so. Yeah, I mean, we'll see over the weekend, but I think it's. I'm going for another win, and that will be number 4, and number 5 will be the Spurs game. But
Yes.
that will be a difficult game. I think it will be even more difficult than the Anfield one.
It looks like it now because it looks like Tottenham is in better form.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly.
With Forrest, it's more about, can he get him to defend well? And I think they have the bodies up top, like Elanga and stuff like that, that can give him a tough time on the counter. If, Forrest can go back to playing their actual, like the Postecoglou thing is such a mind-boggling move.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
even
know.
make sense. But yeah, I mean, they're like second for, like they're 18th right now. Yeah, as Vitor sinks deeper and deeper into
Unfortunately.
oblivion over here with like 2 points. But honestly, I mean, Sunderland is fourth. I mean, when we started the season, and your West Ham bet is going well, it's 19th, but Leeds is 15, Burnley's 16th. So I know we said, I mean, I said 3 up, 3 down. Looks like Sunderland already has enough points to kind of be safe. They're already at 17 points. So they're going to be safe for quite a few
Can
months
I
over
can
here.
I can I get my upset credits? By the way,
What was your
while you're
upset?
at the Chelsea Sunderland, wasn't it?
How was it an upset?
What?
Chelsea winning away was the upset?
No, Sunderland won, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. I was like, wait, what?
What? I was really like, didn't they
Okay,
lose?
okay. Now I got it. Okay, I was like, wait, what? I was looking at the old score from like Chelsea over here, and I was like,
Oh
what are you
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
My upset was the Sunderland game, Chelsea Sunderland game.
Yeah, I think I had Fulham, didn't I? And it started
Yes,
out
you did.
looking like it was gonna happen, then it went downhill from there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, looking at that, I don't know. I feel like Forest will be, depends on how well they defend. I don't know how much faith you can possibly have in them. If you
No.
have any faith, it's because Sean Dyche is there and he can play defense.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's gonna.
But if he score early, it will be a walkover.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but then if it's almost like whoever scores first will win that one.
No, okay. I have more faith in the United um, attacking line than at least probably for the
To open
past
up a team, you have
two
more
or
faith
three
in them
years. Yeah,
opening up
yeah.
a low block. Really?
Uh,
Okay.
comparing to the last 2 or 3 seasons, I have more faith in them.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have not watched them, to be honest with you, like in terms of taking on a low block this season yet.
Cunha and Mbemo, we have a very very strong um, uh, fighting game. Fighting, they can play the fighting game. Cunha, for example.
That's
Uh,
fair. I think like
yeah,
the problem always comes to like midfield and therefore the center backs. And I think that's the team. If you play against a team that has a strong physical midfield, that's when United struggles just because
yeah,
they don't have the
yeah,
bodies.
yeah, yeah.
The bodies or the legs. Like,
That's
Casemiro has the body, but not the legs. Fernandez, I don't know what he has. But that's kind of like the midfield is the problem there. So I don't know if Forest will have enough to kind of keep going. Let's hope so. Let's hope this Bizarro world goes backwards over here because this has been really odd. I mean, I feel like the reaction is ridiculous. Yes, it sucks, but I just feel like the reaction is, it's one of those where I want to be pissed too, but I'm more pissed at the reaction that
yeah.
I feel like I have to defend the team.
I think that's a tell sign that we are getting old, to be honest, because that
Is
that
that
happened with Fenerbahce as well. I mean, you are more hung on to the people turning their backs on the team than the team itself.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
It just bugs the hell out of me the lack of loyalty fans can have
yeah,
to players. Like, I'm all with, I'm not saying you shouldn't criticize players and stuff. I'm not there. You should criticize players. If they're not playing well, you should call them out and stuff like that. But saying he's playing really poor right now, like, he should be subbed off and stuff like that is one thing. Saying he shits, we should move him in. Like, people are already, like, I literally seen people saying like Mo should be sold in like January and stuff like that. Same people who were probably 3 months ago saying pay him what he wants, write the check, FSG is being cheap and stuff. And
yeah,
then in another 4 months in June, they will criticize one player or another for not being loyal to the club, whereas they can turn on a player in over literally what 3 weeks. If you take the international break away, it's probably 2 weeks. It looks like
Fully.
a month because there was an international break there.
Yeah,
It's
good.
just that's just maybe it is getting old. I might we might be getting old. I mean, you're definitely old, but I might be
Yeah,
getting old.
that's it. So my West Ham bet is going very well,
Yeah,
going
it
down.
is.
Yeah. And obviously our friend Vitor is not coming back from this, is he?
I don't think so. Like these were games like that. The game this week,
Yeah.
that's the 6 pointer, right? I mean, like that's a game at home you have to win against Burnley because that's a team that you're trying to pull down as you're going up. So you just gave like that's a 6 point game right there in the
And
relegation battle
they came
that you're
back
already
into
in.
it. They came back into it
Yes,
after trailing by two, but then unlucky season, isn't it? Really?
it is, and I don't know if they did enough in the off season. I don't know. The thing is, with that relegation battle, it's like you gotta be able to get to January at least within reach.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that team that's already like thrown in the towel. So at least maybe you can make a couple of moves and to keep you in the league. But I don't see. I think by the time we get to January, Wolves is gonna be out of it. At this rate, they're gonna be out of it.
I think they're playing Chelsea, don't they?
They're playing Chelsea this week. I think that's
Yeah.
home though, right? Let
No,
me.
actually, they're playing home for the League Cup, and then on Saturday, on the 8th, they're playing Chelsea away in the Premier League.
How does that
So they,
always happen? By the way, is that by
yeah,
design? No, no, no.
yeah,
They're playing Fulham first. They're playing Fulham
they're playing
first.
Fulham on the first, and then on the 8th,
Eighth,
they're
they're
going
playing
away to
Chelsea. Yeah.
Chelsea. Yeah,
I just feel like whenever like Liverpool plays a team and then we play them right away afterwards
yeah,
in like the cup. I mean, we're in the FL Cup. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like I say, the lineup is kind of part of me says normally you would say I really don't care about the FL Cup. Rotate if they win it, they win it. But now it's like, are these your gonna be your trophies for the season? So maybe you do want to keep going.
mm,
But I don't know how much of a balance there's going to be in the team. I don't know how much Crystal Palace is going to put into it. But we already have a poor record against Palace already in the last few months. So it's
yeah.
going to be a tough game. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's one of those that I'd be bummed, but not over bummed if we lose because it is the EFL Cup. But once you get to the stage and you look at the matchups, there's a couple of other matchups where Premier League teams are playing against each other. I mean, the EFL Cups looks like you win 4 games and you got a trophy, so why
Yeah,
not go for it? I
yeah.
mean,
Well, Palace is a difficult one, though. I think Palace will have their eyes on the
yes.
cup as well because they can do it. I mean, it was unfortunate again losing to Arsenal. I think they
Yes.
were and being scored by their own ex-player.
Yeah, that has to hurt.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
By the way, let's touch on this real quick because what did we just watch? I just watched something too. God, I can't remember who the player was. We just watched it. Did we watch it for Turkey? I can't remember who the hell we watched it. Players who don't celebrate against their old teams.
Yeah.
Go. What's your take?
I think it's phony.
Yes, because I know you're happy.
Yeah. It's phony. And who's your loyalty for? You're playing for my team and you score and you're not very happy. I'll be upset
I
that you
think
won.
you can be a happy medium. Like, I think you can still celebrate
Yeah.
without rubbing it in,
Yeah.
but not do you're not happy. Like, are you telling me you're not happy? Because then, yes, I'm offended. Like, why are you like? Because
Exactly.
you're playing for my team now. I just feel like it annoys the heck out of me. I can't remember. Like, something happened this weekend. I'm sure I didn't even see after this goal celebration. I'm sure he didn't celebrate. For example, did he do the no? I'm not celebrating. I'm not celebrating kind of a thing. Like I say, I don't expect you to go over there, take your shirt off, and like throw it at the fans or something. But there's a happy medium where you can celebrate with your teammates, go to your crowd or whatever without being disrespectful. I mean, would you feel disrespected if you sold a player, if an ex-United player plays scores against you? First of all, you know they're happy, especially if you sold them or if you got rid of them, you didn't resign them. You know
That's
they're
why I
happy.
said,
If
yeah,
Elanga scores
yeah,
this weekend, you know he's happy as hell. So even if
yeah,
he does the no, I'm not celebrating, you know inside he's saying up yours.
yeah. That's why I said phony. I mean, we know they are happy, and who are they showing that to? I don't know. I mean, are they showing that to the, for example, Palace fans that I have
Yes.
gone, but my heart is still there?
Yeah.
It shouldn't
And why
be.
did you go, dude?
And
Like,
why did he go? Yeah, exactly. You get the money and your heart is still there. That's bullshit. That is. I mean,
I
it's
think
like
it's the
it's
way of
like it's like you dump a girl and then marry the girl, but not very happy in your wedding. Uh,
you still dance with your ex. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I think it's just that like you don't want to burn bridges, which seems very in
I
a
can
very
come back.
phony way of doing it. I think phony is
I
a
can
perfect
come
word
back,
for
sort
it.
of thing. All right. I don't know. I don't think it's very ethical either way.
Because then you can go back there, or eventually you can be, because I know, was it Suarez that's who I
Yeah.
just personally don't like Suarez anyway, so I couldn't care less what the hell he does with his rat teeth. But like when he celebrated, I think when he was scored for Barcelona, like fans really took offense to that. I could not care less. He's not a Liverpool player, so I don't care what he does when he scores against us.
No.
Then you should be offended that he's trying to score against you, not because he's happy. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So, but I think that's part of it. Players don't do it so that down the road, you're still a Palace legend, for example, because you didn't go over there and like take your shirt off and celebrate it and stuff. Even when you scored against us, you were humble and respectful, blah, blah, blah.
No,
I think
well,
that's what it is.
you shouldn't be. I mean, that is the thing, isn't it? It's the same. But for the fans, if he's happy, it's not there to offend you. It's there to celebrate
Yeah.
the. So if he's happy, you shouldn't be offended because the point that he's making wearing the other shirt and coming onto the field is is a sign that he will be trying to uh anyway. I mean it's if you look at it that way, I mean, why is he sort of tackling another player, or why is he
Yeah.
even getting the ball or making a pass or something like
Or
that? I mean,
killing time or something like that. Isn't that
yeah,
just
I mean that's
yeah,
bullshit.
okay. We're
Yeah,
on the
I
same
think
page with
that's
this.
bullshit.
I kind of assume we would be, but better be safe than sorry. Okay, so Palace Brentford. So Forest United, you are predicting United victory, sounds like.
Yes, definitely,
Okay.
definitely. Two
Um
nil, 2-0.
2-0, a shutout.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't know. I can see that being like a 1-1 or something like that. But I would not be surprised if like United win, like in a good form, like feeling good about themselves, going
yeah.
against a team who feels like shit. So I mean, yeah, it's just on paper, it just feels. But that's the United thing, right? When it looks good on paper, it probably is not going to happen.
Now we are going to see if this is the real thing. It's if United is more sort of into this. Uh, I told you I was expecting eighth this season, and I think that's still realistic because I think we will have our ups and downs, but it would be great to have a series and got the dude's haircut out of the way, and then
You think he's like
see where we
dreading
go.
it because then it's gone,
I think he would be.
right? Like then you're done. Like you're just
Yeah,
a dude with
that's the other
normal
thing,
hair.
isn't it? I mean, yeah, he's. I think he had a hard time when he went to Old Trafford, didn't he? What game was that? He was being shouted at or having a go at.
Oh,
You're not
really?
a fan, yeah.
He's banking, so I'm sure he doesn't care. And then once he cuts his
Exactly.
hair, nobody will recognize him anyway. So there's
No, that's
everybody knows who he is now because he has the hair going.
yeah.
Okay, let's go back to this. Liverpool Villa. I think Liverpool will win that. I am really hoping for like a response, especially the weekend at home. I don't know about tomorrow. Tomorrow is because it's going to be a like a mix of players and stuff like that. I can see it being disconnected and not as pleasant to watch. But we'll have to watch it regardless. But I do think against Villa, they win at home. Where are you
Villa,
at with
Villa
that?
has 4 wins now in a row
Yeah,
from
Villa
there.
is in a good, you
They
know,
have they have picked
they have
up.
a good form going right now.
Yeah.
But I think the Anfield thing will make a difference. Having said that, I don't know how frustrated the fans will be. So if the things go south, I don't know how that will be. We'll see how the fans are, I guess, once the game gets going over there, especially
Yeah.
depends on how it goes. But I think that could be the start of a turning point. The thing with Liverpool is they have a really tough schedule for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There's Real Madrid, there is City, and then there's the international break. And when they come back, it gets pretty darn easy, at least on paper. You know,
Yeah.
instead of Real Madrid, you play PSV at home in the Champions League, or you
Yeah.
play Wolves and stuff like that. So I'm hoping a couple of decent results, and then you come back from the international break, you can really go on a run over here. But that might be just being optimistic. Are you? What
I'm
are you predicting for that one?
I'm predicting a 2-1 with a last minute winner for
For
Liverpool.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
Really?
But
Okay.
you will be sweating a lot, I think.
Ugh.
It
Well,
will
at
not
least
be
I'll be
easy.
sweating in the afternoon because it's 3 p.m. The worst is when you
Yeah.
get up at 6:30 in the a.m. and start sweating. Okay, let's do our upset picks over here.
Okay.
What do you? Oh, hold on. Let me share the screen over here so you can see the games: Palace, Brentford, Forest United, Burnley, Arsenal, Brighton, Leeds,
Well, that's
Fulham,
a good game
Wolves.
there. Spurs against Chelsea, isn't it? That's the game
That is a
to
good game. Yes.
to go for. What would be an upset?
I don't know. When is the derby? You throw the records out the window. I don't know. Like this, just because I don't. Based on form, you would say Chelsea winning is the upset.
Yeah, I think it's a draw, that one. To
But
be
if I
honest.
saw Chelsea win, I would not consider that. Oh, no way.
Okay. I'm going for Burnley this week.
Really? I mean,
I
one
think
wishes, but
I think
I,
so.
I'm going to go with Bournemouth getting something against City
Okay, that's a
because
good
I
one.
think that's a team that can hurt City on the counter, like with Semenyo and stuff like that. So, unless there are injuries I'm not aware of, and I don't think they played or they play, do they? Let me check their schedule real quick. No.
They
So
don't.
they're not playing this midweek, whereas City is playing tomorrow, I believe.
The last game, the
I mean, they're
Everton
playing
game.
Swansea, mind you. So I don't know.
Oh, I think they will have rotated
Yeah,
squad there. Yeah,
yeah.
and the Sunderland Everton game is a nice one
So
to
you
pick.
think Everton will get something out of that?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. They did not look so hot against Spurs. I don't know if that says something about Everton or that's something about Spurs.
Uh, I watched that game actually. I watched the
I
second
like how
half.
you remembered watching it. You were like, "Oh wait, I watched that one."
No, 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 that's why I said Everton. I was going to say, uh, I didn't think Everton really deserves that score. They deserve to lose, maybe not that score. So that's a flattering score for Spurs, I
I
think.
think Everton. Let me check, but I think it's always the same issues, right? 9 goals scored in 9 games.
Yes, that's it. They're not very, but they can get something out of Sunderland as a draw or something. But my upset is still Burnley Arsenal.
Burnley, Arsenal. I'm going with Bournemouth against City, but As long as Liverpool wins, I really don't care if my upset comes through. At this point, let's get things back on track over here so we can do our regularly scheduled Rival Bros programming. This is really throwing me off over here. It's supposed to be ripping on United's, praising Liverpool. So let's get
Well,
back to our
it's becoming,
regularly scheduled programming over here.
yeah, it's becoming the other way around. And for how long? This is the first week that we have finished above you. I
Yes, because
I
you guys
can't
have
I can't
16, we're
remember
at
the last time.
15 points.
I can't remember the last time this happened.
Well, I can't remember the last time we lost 4 games in a row, so that'd be
Yeah,
why.
exactly. Well, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's like just, and I realize, I mean, you look at it now, like it's Liverpool, Fulham, and Forest that have that form of like
Form. Yeah.
losing the last four kind of a deal. But I don't know, like I say, it just feels like there is so much talent there and there's enough leadership there. It's just a matter of finding the right mix and maybe getting a couple of results to build the confidence. Really, this game was big, I thought, in that sense, because on top of the Frankfurt game, if you beat Brentford away, I
Yeah.
think you start building momentum. With the Premier League hiccup again, it almost like washed away the Frankfurt game. It became Frankfurt as shit. Whereas it was like Liverpool are back. So it just became to Liverpool are not back, Frankfurt the shits kind of a thing. So the whole narrative, of course, changed. But let's hope the whole results change as well. But we'll be back same time next week, whenever the hell that time it is. We just go live whenever. If somebody is up and awake, they just jump on. If not, they want to watch it afterwards, but might as well do it live. So we'll be back next week. I'll actually be back tomorrow morning, actually 7 or 8 hours from now. We'll do an early preview for the Palace game. No press conference, so it's not like we have a whole lot more news than we had Monday night, but we'll talk a little bit about that as we get ready for the matchup. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Yes.